Hello, welcome to In the Den with Dr. Jenn, an open-minded and funky place for females to explore sexuality in a comprehensive manner and start thinking about female sexuality outside the box. Our den guest today is Karras, a man of many talents. He is a photographer and the author of Petals, a breakthrough book presenting stunningly beautiful images of vulvas. A documentary of his work on the project is the subject of an award-winning film. Nick is also a teacher and a speaker with a doctorate degree in sexology. Now, his investigation into taboo subjects has allowed him to experience the basic nature of most sexual problems. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Jen.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on.
It's exciting because I talked about your Petals book and your work back a long time ago, over a year ago, in a show I did, number 20. I hadn't even met you yet, so it's great to have you here.
Yes, thanks.
So I'm curious, what is the biggest impact that Petals has had on people, and do you think it's particularly timely now in society?
Definitely. I think it's a timeless issue, but right now people are talking more about things. People are doing a lot more spiritual work on themselves, trying to find out more, and I think Petals is important because it opens up dialogue. It gets people talking about something that rarely gets talked about.
So is that the biggest feedback to it, is just that we're talking about something we can talk about?
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely. And making it as a coffee table book and getting it out there. A lot of people go, oh my God, I would never put this on my coffee table. But it's amazing the conversations that get started. And for the first time, a couple can actually sit down and have open dialogue and look through it, and a person can find out their fears and their preconceived ideas and all kinds of things about it.
I have lots of preconceived ideas.
Oh, a lot of them.
Like I use this in workshops and classes, and the biggest reason is so that women know there's such a variety of vulvas. Like, that's just the basic thing I want them to see, let alone that it's beautiful and nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly.
So I'm curious, what has been the most unanticipated reaction around Petals?
What you just said. Everybody looks through it and says, oh my God, I never realized they were so different. And all of the different things. And I guess none of us did. And how beautiful they all are. I don't think people realize that they can be so different from one another, and yet everyone is so unique. It's like a face expression. Did
you have any issues in making sure it came across in a beautiful way?
Oh, that was very hard. That was very hard. And that's a personal journey for everybody. But for me to find a way to photograph it, and that's why I ended up with black and white and sepia tone. I tried to take some of the sexuality out of it a little bit so that a person could look and see the lines and the subtle nuances and the shape and form and the beauty that's there.
Now, what's your thought, though, to present vulvas that for them to be beautiful, they have to not be sexual?
I think people have so many rules, so many limitations around their sexuality that they almost forbid themselves to look at it and appreciate it for what it was. So by backing off and toning that down a little bit, you could actually stop and look at it.
So it's like, as long as it doesn't look like pornography, then we can sit and study it and appreciate it and learn from it?
I think so, because it amazed me. As much pornography is out there, as much porn, and women have seen as much porn and looked in as many magazines, but in a sexual content. And I'm amazed that they seem to have glossed over the genitalia when they looked at it. We're here in black and white. It seems to give them permission. They can linger a little longer, they can look at it, and that's when they'll start to see the beauty in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, as a man, what did this process teach you about women that you wish other men knew?
Oh, I thought women had as wonderful of a relationship with their genitals as men do. I mean, men.
Who knew?
I know, who knew? I mean, we love our genitals. We give them names. We know they're there. Women have a different relationship, totally. And I wasn't aware of that and how complicated it is.
And so if men were aware of that, how could they use that information to help their relationships?
Oh, geez, just taking the time and slowing down and admiring and talking about it and telling her how beautiful she is and slowing down and making that part of foreplay and just being aware of it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, and our final Gorilla Soapbox randomly generated question. Yeah. When and why was your first experience with masturbation?
Well, the why, I don't even know why we would ask the why.
Well, I just threw it in this. People have weird stories around stuff.
Oh my goodness, we all start so young. And all the pictures of me as a little boy, I've usually got my hand between my legs. So I already had a relationship starting out with that.
Oh, wow.
But I wish I knew more. Yeah, it's just in the middle of the night, that first time you have an emission and the fear that's wrapped around that.
Okay.
So please talk to your kids about that. Explain that. I thought I was dying.
But so that's why. So it was from fear and the...
I didn't know. I didn't know. The first time you actually have an orgasm, that can be a scary thing for a kid.
Absolutely. But then you started kind of playing around and realizing you could make it
happen
yourself.
Once you realize you're not going to die. Oh, thank you.
You're not going to die. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. If you'd like to visit www.nickkarras.com, you can learn more about his photography exhibit and Nick's work as a sexologist. Sexual fun fact number 266. How do the male macaque monkeys of Indonesia pay for sex? By grooming females. While grooming is the underlying fabric of social interactions in many primate societies, a recent study suggests that some primates may treat sex as a commodity. Researchers found that once a male monkey has groomed a female, she is 3 times more likely to engage in sexual activity than if no grooming had taken place. And if there are fewer females in the area, the male will spend more time grooming, as supply and demand impacts the value of sex. I love monkey sexual fun facts. I do love monkey sexual fun facts. They're fascinating. The Den recommend. We've discussed some interesting gender differences in sexual experiences with Nick. Are you interested in learning more about what people of your same or different gender thinking about specific sexual topics like erotica, sex toys in the bedroom, anal pleasures, and getting to the heart of female sexual empowerment? Then check out the forum section on the new DrJennsDen website. Here's a sample of what you might read there. Magic Fingers asks, generally speaking, women know what men want.
Yeah, baby.
But do men really have a clue as to what women want? Generally speaking, again, I would say that is a big fat no. And Running Chick asks, is Wonder Woman sexy? She wears sexy clothing, great jewelry, shows a lot of cleavage, and those fuck me boots. But, well, we never see her having sex, or see men hit on her, or her on a date. She looks like she should be sexy, but strangely, I don't think she is. What do you think? First date conversation starters. Okay, probably a better name for this is what you wish you could ask someone on a first date. Now, I recently had tea with Nick and his wife Sayaka, and we had a hysterical yet poignant discussion about topics we think most folks should discuss on a first date to ascertain their sexual compatibility. So here's our top 3. Number 1, how often do you masturbate or have sex? So this is a way to check in to make sure you're not matching up a super high libido person with one who doesn't even think to masturbate.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta ask, do you lick pussy or give head or get head? Some folks love oral sex and some just don't. Why not ask this right off the bat?
Absolutely. And third, and this last one is less about sexual compatibility and more about maturity and deeper personality traits. But ask about their last relationship. Find out if there's bitterness there, whether they're taking personal accountability, and whether they're still attached or not. So, how often do you masturbate? Visit me at DrJennsDen.com or ZipZapToys.com. And email me at Jennifer@DrJennsDen.com. And if you're a woman who's interested in greater passion, joy, happiness, relationships in your life, drop me an email. We could see how we can work together and I could serve as your female sexual empowerment coach. So add your 2 cents to the discussion about female sexuality. And be kind to yourself.
That was the hardest part about doing this. What do I call it? What do I say it? You know, everyone knows pussy, but you can't say that on air. You can't really say that in front of everybody.
You could say it on the air here. Pussy, pussy, pussy.
No, we won't say pussy, will we?
Yeah.
We had a neighbor.
We say whatever we want. Pussy.